Mysterious legends and myths of all kinds seem to surface from all around the world. Some of these legends tend to never leave the region in which they first began, whereas others might make national headlines all around the world in their appearance. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we will be covering 5 mysterious legends that come from the country of Canada and their strange origins. Lake Champlain and the Champ Cryptid. For the last 100 years, people have been encountering a mysterious creature that's said to live in Lake Champlain. The creature has been called Champ, and it's believed to be one of Canada's most witnessed cryptids. Located within the Canadian province of Quebec is that of Lake Champlain, a freshwater lake that holds more than 300 reported sightings of the serpentine-like creature. Some have suggested that Champ is the creature that can be found in Loch Ness. High-quality photographs were taken back in 1977 that have been proven to be authentic. The photographs show a creature that has a plesiosaur-like body. It's led many researchers to believe that perhaps this creature, as well as the Loch Ness Monster, could be a surviving modern-day species of the plesiosaur, suggesting that if this is the case, these creatures must spawn in freshwater lakes at specific times of the year. Additionally, a recent camera recording of the Champ cryptid was taken back in 2005. Theorists state that this proves the creature is alive and well. The footage showed evidence of the Champ cryptid monster moving throughout the waters during the reported sighting. After 2 retired FBI forensic image specialists reviewed the footage, they found it to be authentic and unmanipulated. To this day, Champ is still being reported by those that visit Lake Champlain. As mentioned, it's thought to be one of the most photographed cryptids out there. There's no shortage of encounters with this creature, and it's even allowed eyewitnesses to give detailed descriptions of the cryptid. Today, the lake monster has a similar status to that of the Loch Ness Monster and has become the centre of cryptid enthusiasts attempting to prove the viability of a surviving plesiosaur species in the modern day. St. Louis Ghost Train. Back in the early 1920s, many residents living within a small village claimed to have seen a mysterious ghost train. This train would travel down an area where railroad tracks no longer ran. Referred to as the St. Louis Ghost Train, this mysterious legend tells a strange modern-day tale of a headless conductor that underwent a tragedy. This has led to the recurring formation of one of the strangest hauntings ever recorded. According to the legend, back in the early 1920s, there had been a railroad transport worker situated atop the old trains. This worker's sole purpose was to assist the train with its braking mechanisms. This rail transport worker had supposedly gotten drunk on one of his routes and failed to check the brakes. This eventually led to him falling off of the train and losing his head, along with a number of other misfortunes to accompany an incorrectly braked train. Shortly after the incident, many began to claim that they would witness lights flying down the train tracks, similar to that of train lights, but were completely silent and moved far faster than anything capable at the time. Many believed that these lights could either be the soul of the headless brakeman or of an entire ghost train itself. This has led to the name of the St. Louis Ghost Train, as the apparition appeared on the tracks located south of Prince Albert and north of St. Louis. Recently, the urban legend has begun to die down after 2 high school grade students from northern Saskatchewan claimed to have solved the urban legends dating all the way back to 1930, after duplicating the phenomenon by using diffraction of distant vehicle lights to create the ghost train lights in the area. This would lead to the 2 students winning a gold science fair for the investigation and their explanation, despite the fact that the reported phenomenon predated the use of modern cars and car lights. To this day, outside of the widely accepted conclusion, there are still reports of the ghost train and no valid explanation for the cause. Lake Anjikuni's disappearing village. One of the strangest mysteries surrounding an unexplainable disappearance to have ever occurred centres around that of Lake Anjikuni. According to residents that live nearby the region, many have heard the rumour that back in the early 1930s there used to exist a small Inuit village with a population somewhere between 25 to 30 that resided at the shores of Lake Anjikuni. For some strange reason, however, the entire village was abandoned in less than a day. A lone trapper by the name of Joe LaBelle visited the village only to find that everyone was missing. According to Mr. LaBelle, the villagers had left everything behind with no sign of a struggle. Among their artifacts were food, clothing, rusted rifles, half-cooked meals, and small kayaks. These had been pulled into the village rather than left at the shores of the lake. Given the fact that the disappearance had taken place during November of 1930, it's hard to imagine that any of the residents had survived after seemingly fleeing their village for reasons not understood. This would ultimately lead to an investigation by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police the following year. They investigated the event but would unfortunately find no evidence of a struggle of any kind. In fact, they found no such village of any kind that had been left standing and had merely assumed the entire event to have been a hoax. Joe LaBelle stuck to his story, and a number of individuals nearby also claimed to have remembered a small village residing at the shores. The stories surrounding the lake grow increasingly weird over the years, as few have claimed that when visiting the region, they had seen a small village on the shores in the distance. However, when approaching, they witness it disappear in a dense, rolling fog passing by. Some believe that perhaps the area is now a paranormal hotspot after the disappearance of the village, while others theorize far more fantastical theories. Some claim that mysterious lights were seen in the sky on the night of the disappearance. Regardless of the claims, the lake and its village remain a mystery. Oak Island treasure hunters. Dubbed by researchers, archaeologists, historians, and treasure hunters alike as the last great unsolved mystery of the modern era, the Oak Island money pit remains a mystery. The claims have spanned centuries, and there's even historical references that led to the overall belief that Oak Island in Nova Scotia may house a collection of the greatest treasures the world has ever seen. Though the existence of treasure in the region is still up for debate, there is a substantial amount of evidence relative to the proof of buried riches and hidden artifacts. Among these supposed artifacts are supposed Shakespearean manuscripts, the jewels of Marie Antoinette, and religious artifacts. Some range from gold hidden by the Catholic Church, and even reports of the fabled Ark of the Covenant hidden by Templar knights in the region. The historical value of these reports is so great that the majority of treasure hunters work alongside archaeologists, historians, and experts in the field to help uncover the true nature of hidden documents. The History Channel had even recently created a television show around the excavation processes and treasure hunting on the island that is titled The Curse of Oak Island, that details proof of treasures hidden underwater chambers, depressions in the ground, and even minor artifacts recovered in the area. Despite these findings, there are still many researchers that are skeptical about the claims. It's quite commonly believed that potentially no treasures of substantial value is located on the island, and that reports that outlined these buried treasures could have been forged to direct misinformation and prevent people from discovering its true locations. The Wendigo Monster. One of the most frightening cryptids is said to be that of the Wendigo. Though the Wendigo has often been compared to that of the jackalope, a known fictitious creature, there are many that swear the existence of the Wendigo. According to witness accounts, the Wendigo is described as being somewhere between the size of an average person to being more than 15 feet tall. Others have said the creature can change its height depending on what it's doing. One thing that witnesses point out is that it's tall and able to run incredibly fast. Ancient tribes don't like talking about the creature in fear of summoning one. The legend of the Wendigo dates as far back as 40,000 years ago, saying that these creatures would disguise themselves as a human in the hopes of being led back to human villages. Once let in, it would devour other humans and destroy their homes. Today, no such evidence of the creature exists, and every video recording of such a monster has proven to be inconclusive or completely forged. Still, despite the lack of evidence, the Wendigo is one of the most popular North American monsters that continues to make its existence known all throughout Canada. But what do you all think of these strange and unexplainable legends found all across the country of Canada? Be sure to let us know in the comments down below, and be sure to share your answers and questions about the video to help grow our community and share insightful comments about the nature of these topics. Hopefully, as we continue to grow our community, we will one day be able to solve these unexplainable mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.